For more than 20 years, viewers welcomed the Roloff family into their homes. People celebrated with them and cried with them. In recent years, the heart of the story was Zach and Tori. What you are about to hear is presented as the result of investigation, unnamed sources close to the family, and information that supposedly came to light only recently. This story claims it is not gossip, but a detailed timeline of deception. According to these claims, Tori Roloff secretly dated a man named Michael. They allegedly met in private on November 25, 2024. The story claims Tori later became pregnant with Michael's child and eventually gave birth to a baby girl. After realizing what was presented as a betrayal, Zach Roloff is said to have immediately divorced her. To understand the weight of this alleged betrayal, the story looks back at what Zach and Tori were believed to have had. From the beginning, their relationship was a fan favorite. Tori, a teacher, appeared to blend easily into life at Roloff Farms. She openly supported Zach, learned about dwarfism, and stood by him through his struggles with his father, Matt. Together they built a family with Jackson, Lila, and Josiah. Online, their life looked messy but loving, chaotic but happy. They seemed like the stable couple compared to the rest of the family drama. But the story questions how real that image truly was. It suggests cracks had been forming long before the public noticed. Being married on reality television created constant pressure. Every argument, every problem, had to be hidden behind a perfect image. According to the narrative, this kind of environment can push someone to look for comfort or escape elsewhere, not always because love is gone, but because privacy is. The story claims that Tori began seeking that escape. In the year before the scandal, signs allegedly appeared. On the show, their interactions became practical and distant. Conversations focused on the kids or logistics. The playful connection seemed forced. Off-camera, their social media presence changed. They appeared less together and more separate. Sources claim there was a noticeable coldness during filming. They would finish scenes and then go their separate ways. What viewers assumed was stress from parenting may have been something deeper. Then came the move away from the family farm and the show. Publicly, it was framed as a decision for peace and privacy. Zach is portrayed as believing it was a fresh start for their family. The story suggests that, privately, Tori was already living a different reality. The man at the center of the allegations is identified only as Michael. He is described as a private individual and a former college acquaintance of Tori. According to sources, he contacted her through Instagram months earlier. At first, it seemed harmless. Messages turned into long conversations, then phone calls. Michael traveled frequently to Portland for work. Sources claim Tori became secretive with her phone and began leaving rooms to take calls. She reportedly explained this behavior as harmless social activity. People close to her noticed a change in her energy and appearance. The story claims they met several times between August and October 2024, including a coffee shop visit, a walk in a park, and a movie theater outing. Each meeting was allegedly explained to Zach as something else. The narrative says everything escalated during Thanksgiving week. While Zach focused on family plans, Tori allegedly told him she was attending a dinner with old friends. Instead, she is claimed to have gone to a hotel in downtown Portland. A reservation was allegedly made under an alias, but paid for with her credit card. Michael had reportedly flown in that day. According to the story, they spent several hours together in the hotel room. The script claims that shortly after this meeting, Tori discovered she was pregnant. During the holidays, the family posted cheerful photos, but behind the scenes, the story describes panic and fear. According to a source, Tori realized the timeline did not match and believed the baby was Michael's. Faced with this situation, the story claims she chose to hide the truth and present the pregnancy as Zach's. An announcement was made publicly, described as rushed. The narrative suggests Zach appeared uneasy and suspicious. Sources claim he began quietly calculating dates and questioning the situation. Arguments reportedly followed. The story claims Tori denied everything and accused Zach of being paranoid. According to the narrative, she continued communicating with Michael while insisting nothing was wrong. Zach is described as more perceptive than people assume. Once doubts formed, he allegedly began investigating. The script ends as he starts noticing longer absences, changed phone passwords, and behavior that no longer made sense. The charge on their shared credit card was impossible to ignore. It showed a hotel-restaurant purchase on November 25th, the same night Tori said she was at a teacher dinner. Zach couldn't explain it away anymore. He hired a private investigator. The results came quickly, and they were devastating. The investigator confirmed that Tori had been meeting with Michael. Witness statements backed it up. Hotel security footage from November 25th showed Tori and an unidentified man being intimate in a hallway near the elevators before entering a room together. The evidence was clear. Zach now knew the affair was real. But one question remained. Was the baby his? Zach needed the truth immediately. He couldn't wait until after the birth. He confronted Tori with everything he had. The hotel records, the photos, the text messages he had managed to recover. He demanded a paternity test. He told her that if she refused, he would file for divorce and make the evidence public. Tori broke down. She admitted to the affair but still insisted the baby was Zach's. She begged for forgiveness. She asked for counseling. She pleaded for another chance to save their family. Reluctantly, and only for the sake of the unborn child, Zach agreed to a non-invasive prenatal paternity test. The test required a blood sample from Tori, which contained fetal DNA, and a cheek swab from Zach. The test was more than 99% accurate. They took it in late February and waited. In early March 2025, the results came back. Zach's worst fear was confirmed. The report stated clearly that Zach Roloff was excluded as the biological father. The probability of paternity was 0%. For Zach, it was the final blow. The marriage was over. The betrayal was too complete. It wasn't just the affair. It was the lies, the manipulation, and the attempt to pass another man's child off as his. That kind of deception shattered everything he believed. Zach filed for divorce immediately. The paperwork cited irreconcilable differences, but the real reason was widely known. Tori was served the divorce papers at the family home. The news shocked fans. The Roloff family closed ranks. Amy Roloff released a statement expressing sadness for the grandchildren and asking for privacy. Matt Roloff said nothing. Jeremy and Audrey posted a cryptic Bible verse about truth and integrity. The family was divided, and the farm that once symbolized unity now stood as a reminder of what had been lost. Tori moved out of the family home and back in with her parents. She was isolated and facing public backlash. Her only consistent support came from Michael, the man who was the biological father of her unborn child. The summer of 2025 was quiet and painful. Zach focused entirely on Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, doing everything he could to protect them from the media. Tori disappeared from public view as she prepared to give birth under intense scrutiny. Then, today, the news broke. Tori Roloff gave birth to a healthy baby girl early this morning at a private hospital outside Portland. Michael was there with her. Zach was not present. The moment is bittersweet. A newborn baby girl entered the world, innocent and blameless, yet tied to the affair that destroyed a family. Tori is said to be physically fine but emotionally overwhelmed. Being a single mother to a newborn under public judgment has taken a heavy toll. The baby's name has not been released. Zach has signed documents stating he is not the father and has no legal responsibility for the child. The divorce is still ongoing, now further complicated by the birth of a child who is not his. The image Zach and Tori built over a decade is gone. In its place is a painful public reality. A betrayed husband. A woman facing the consequences of her actions. Children caught in the middle. And a newborn whose life began under the shadow of scandal. Zach now moves forward as a single father to Jackson, Lila, and Josiah. One day, he will have to explain a situation even adults struggle to understand. His trust has been shattered, and the future he imagined no longer exists. His focus now is healing and protecting his children. Tori's future is tied to Michael, a man she once knew only in secret. She must now co-parent 4 children with 2 different fathers while facing lasting public judgment. Her reputation has been deeply damaged, and rebuilding her life will not be easy. The children are the real victims. Their family has been torn apart by choices they did not make. Their lives, already partly lived in public, have been shaped by an adult scandal they never asked for. For fans, this story serves as a harsh reminder. The families seen on television are human. They're flawed. They make serious mistakes. The fairy tale is gone, replaced by a far more complicated reality. The road ahead is difficult. Zach must heal without allowing betrayal to define his future. Tori must fully accept responsibility, not only for the affair but for the web of lies that followed. The children will need support to process what happened. There are no winners here, only people trying to pick up the pieces. This is a modern tragedy, a story of private pain colliding with public life. A reminder that what we see on screen is only a fraction of the truth. Behind closed doors, reality is often far more painful. A family is broken, a marriage is over, and a new life has begun under the darkest of circumstances. This concludes this deep dive into a story that shocked many. Compassion should remain focused on the children, who carry the heaviest burden of all. More updates followed. Tori later called out Zach's shortcomings publicly, while fans criticized her for allegedly using their children for attention and money. Others praised fall family photos shared online. After a viral video sparked backlash, both Zach and Tori responded, calling out harsh critics. Further explanations were promised as reactions continued to pour in. After the scandal broke, life for everyone involved changed overnight. The Roloff family, once a tight-knit unit, found themselves under an unrelenting spotlight. Media outlets, gossip blogs, and social media swarmed the story. Every post, every comment, every photo was analyzed and dissected. What had been private became public in an instant. The pressure was overwhelming, especially for the children, who were too young to fully understand what had happened. Jackson, Lila, and Josiah were now living in a world where their family's pain was on display for strangers to judge. Zach, meanwhile, had to navigate his grief with careful precision. Publicly, he maintained composure, but privately, the heartbreak was immense. He had trusted Tori completely, built a life with her, and thought they had weathered every storm together. Yet, the betrayal cut deeper than anything he had ever imagined. Friends described him as cold but controlled, someone who had learned to compartmentalize his pain to focus on his children. He spent long hours at the farm, tending to chores and caring for the kids, but every quiet moment brought the weight of loss crashing down. He leaned on a few close friends and family members for support. Amy Roloff, his mother, offered a shoulder to cry on but also reminded him to stay strong for the children. Matt Roloff remained mostly silent, choosing distance over commentary, leaving Zach to navigate much of the emotional turmoil alone. Jeremy and Audrey, while vocal online with cryptic messages, provided limited comfort in real life. Zach's support network was there, but this was a pain he had to face internally, without the shield of the cameras or the audience he had once trusted. Tori, on the other hand, faced a different